Yo, what's going on, y'all? 805 Just here, the real Capri Sun, Mr. Cranberry Funk, the Prince of Patagonia, the Commodore of the Coast Guard. I've still got all of my wisdom teeth, and Ventura, California is the place on my birth certificate. I want to give a shout out to all the subscribers, shout out to everybody here in California touching the Pacific Ocean. Let's just get right into it. Coming straight from the 805, this is my thought. This is my opinion. It may be supported by facts, but I'm not sure. So I'll tell you. If you into podcasts, specifically podcasts that are prevalent in the hip-hop culture, hip-hop community, the world of rap, sports, then you're most likely familiar with the Joe Budden podcast. The latest podcast that was released features comedian and podcaster Mona. You may know her as her brand Don't Call Me White Girl. If you don't know her, Mona is hilarious, super funny. She's from Philly. And of course, her brand is Don't Call Me White Girl because she is fair-skinned. She's a fair-skinned black woman, very light-skinned, but she is not white. She's black. And so it looks like she has replaced Melyssa Ford on the Joe Budden podcast. Let's just be real. Let's just get right to it. There's a lot of speculation. I saw a stat the other day that said that Melyssa Ford hasn't been on the show in a month. Now, we know that she does little... I'm sorry, I don't want to diminish. I don't want to say little, but we know she does a lot of Hallmark movies and Tubi movies and things like that. So could she be doing a movie right now? Yes, she could. Do those movies usually take this long to shoot? No. We've heard it from her herself that these movies take, 2 and 3 weeks to shoot. So for her to be gone a month, I don't believe it's because she's doing a Hallmark or a Tubi movie. She had posted something the other day on Instagram, showed her in the hospital. Some people are saying that they think that's from, a movie set or a show set. I have no idea. I don't know if it's legit or not. I don't know what she could be in the hospital for, or what would be the purpose for her even posting that. But I do think it is over. We've heard, for those of us who listen to the show or watch the show on YouTube, we've seen and heard multiple episodes where she, kind of jokes about making HR threats and talking with human resources and, doesn't want to be dog piled on, or, she could dish it out, but she can't take it sometimes. And, I'm not going to say she's not a good fit, but there's been friction at times on the show, and it's been obvious. She's walked off the set a few times. Sometimes she doesn't take accountability, doesn't like to admit when she's wrong. And you could tell that it rubs the room the wrong way sometimes. And I'm sure it gets annoying for the guys in there. So I do believe Mona is her replacement. I don't think we're ever going to see Melyssa Ford back on another Joe Budden podcast episode. Also, the fact that she's going on tour right now with the Tonight's Conversation crew. Now, I know it's not the entire tour, but I think she's doing 6 or 8 dates, something like that. You got to check the facts on it, but they did a whole, poster for her that she's going to be a guest on the podcast on their tour. So, that's already a telltale sign. Like, you going on tour with another podcast group, with another podcast crew that's from the tri-state area, New Jersey or New York, wherever they're from. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. Now, maybe her contract with the Joe Budden Network allows that, but still, why would you do that if things are all good at home? You know what I mean? So we will see what happens. I'm sure one of these days that they're all going to clarify this, or they're all going to confirm whatever the truth is. But my belief is Melyssa Ford is done as far as being a co-host on the Joe Budden podcast. And I believe Joe brought in Mona at this time because he would like a replacement that is able to provide a woman's perspective. And Mona can definitely do that. She's very talented, super funny. And yeah. So we'll see what happens, but that's what I think. I think a lot of y'all agree with me out there. And we're just kind of waiting for the proof. We're kind of waiting for the smoke to clear, for somebody to confirm for sure that, Mela's gone and won't be coming back. So we'll see what happens. But as always, I appreciate y'all that subscribe to the channel. Thank you. If you're not subscribed, no pressure. It's all good. We have a good time here. Try to keep things as light because, life can be deep. But thank you again for all y'all just tuning in. I appreciate the support. Follow me on Twitter at 805.just. Actually, no, Twitter is just 805just. 805just on Twitter. That's 805JUS. Peace, y'all.
The gigantic going out of business sale at Circuit City has reached the final days. Get total liquidation prices on absolutely everything, like 25% off notebook and desktop computers. Take a whopping 30% off all plasma TVs, digital camcorders, and digital cameras, including SLR. Save 40% on CDs and DVDs, software, phones, faxes, shredders, and more. Get 50% off all furniture, phone accessories, and select mobile audio. Don't wait until it's over. Shop now during the final days of the Circuit City going out of business sale.